welcome to the Pursuit of Healthiness podcast. I'm your host, Winanda van Delft. I'm a health and mindset coach, spaghetti and ice cream lover, travel junk, and a cat mom. I love conversations that are on a more raw and deeper level, and today's guest is Nikki. Nikki has been helping people to get healthy for almost 10 years. She started helping people achieve their health goals with nutritional coaching. She launched her meal prep chef business in 2013, and she specializes in plant-based eatery and is doing it herself for over 4 years now. Her mission is to help women achieve their wellness goals and enjoy life without the yo-yo dieting and the constant need for calorie counting. This rock star is also a mom, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to keep yourself and your kids healthy. Hello, Nikki. Welcome to my podcast. Hi. I am excited about this one because today we are going to talk about being a mom and just everything that has to do with it. So can you tell a little bit about yourself, like what you do exactly? Because I know you're also in the health and fitness. So go ahead and tell what you're doing. Yeah.
So first of all, thank you, of course, for having me here today. So my name is Nikki Leal. I'm a wellness empowerment coach. So what I do is I help women achieve whatever wellness goal they're looking to accomplish, whether it's weight loss, which is usually the most common. Sometimes people come to me just to tone. Sometimes it's for energy. I have worked with people who are looking for weight gain as well. So someone who's struggling with gaining weight. So we do everything in a healthy, simple and easy way. And that's why I really coined in the idea of empowerment. I really like to teach women and educate them how to take care of themselves properly. So then they can do it on their own without my help. I don't like to have them attached to me too long because I really want them to feel empowered and feel like they can do it on their own. So I make it super simple, super easy, and I really cater each individual program to each individual client. And that's really important. I don't ever just like cookie cut something. I really listen to what the person is looking to accomplish, and then I work on a program that makes sense for them and whatever their goals are. Sometimes we have to create some space for a mindset shift. I've noticed in the past, I have had some of the same clients for years, just that yo-yo diet thing, like losing, gaining. And it's really frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody. So sometimes we have to add in like the mindset piece where we have to make sure that the mind is in correlation with what you're trying to achieve with the body.
Yeah, that is very, very important. I think that's what most people lack actually when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle, because short set and easy set, we know that we need to eat healthy. We know that we need to move our bodies, but how do you really accomplish that? And how do you stick to that? And how do you know what foods make you feel good and everything like that? I really think that is a really important part of it. And I like that you cater everything to the person, because everybody is different and every body is different. So you have to work with that.
Yes, I really try to tell people, like, you can't look left and right. Like, if your best friend's doing a fad diet and it's working well for her, doesn't necessarily mean that's the thing for you. I really promote a healthy, active lifestyle, which essentially means we're teaching and learning things that you would do from here on out. It's not something we're going to do for 6 weeks or 6 months, and then we get to our goal weight, and then we're going to forget everything and go back to what we were doing before. So that's really super important. And moving the body is super important, because a lot of people try to avoid that part. And I'm like, it's essential. So I like to figure out what makes sense for their body. Maybe if they have some injuries or some ailments, we really hone in on what makes sense for them specifically. I'm also a fitness instructor, personal trainer. I own a fitness studio. So the beauty of it is I get to see most of my clients in person, so I can really like hone in on what makes sense for them. Because sometimes you have to like get them right in front of you, like whether it's like through Zoom or, like I said, I get to meet people in person. Sometimes you really have to have a real conversation with the person about what's actually stopping them. A lot of excuses will start to come up. You have to get to the root. If you don't get to the root of the problem, chances are, it's going to be really hard to sustain those results.
True. Yeah, absolutely. But you are a mom as well. So how do you do that?
So I honestly think a lot of it lies into the idea of like my commitment to myself and the standard I have set for myself. So I have like a no matter what attitude when it comes to wellness. For one, I like to lead by example. That's super important to me. I am in integrity with what I teach other people, because if I'm not doing what I'm asking them to do, how are they going to really like believe in me and really take me seriously if I'm not leading by example? And I inspire a lot of women because of that, because they do see me as doing it all and being able to juggle being a mom. The biggest thing is my value system. Like I have this certain value that I put on my own self and my needs and make sure they get accomplished. So the easiest thing or the biggest tip I would say, like you have to schedule it. You know, if you don't schedule that time for yourself, it's so easy to be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, or I'll do it tonight, or so easy to keep pushing it. Think about making it like a scheduled time in your day or scheduled time in your planner, whether it's 3 times or 4 times a week. And it's a commitment and it's an appointment to yourself. You know, when I do my own fitness, I do teach a lot. So it's easy for me to work out with my clients. And that is something that I've always done because that's what they like. They like to feel comfortable. They don't want me to like sit there and watch them, you know?
Yeah, like, really, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. A lot of trainers just like watch the person. And I've had a lot of feedback. I've never been one to do that, but I've had a lot of feedback where women are like, I like how you don't do that because that makes me really self-conscious, especially when it comes to weight loss. Like you're here because you're not comfortable with your body. So someone's sitting there watching everything that you're doing, that's not that comfortable, you know? No. So I, especially when I work one-on-one with a person, I'm literally side by side doing the same moves, watching what they're doing, showing, leading by example so they can follow me the whole entire time. And that gives them confidence to be able to do it on their own because we're doing it together and they have me to mirror off of. So that's something that's super important. I just really hone in on make it into your schedule, make it a part of your life. The biggest thing to do is like pretend it's a work engagement or a work appointment. You wouldn't just blow off your work appointment, or it's like a meeting with your boss. You wouldn't just blow that off. So you have to really make it a part of your schedule in your everyday life and not just an idea.
Yeah. So how do you incorporate the healthy lifestyle with your kid? Because I know some people are like, especially moms, are really they don't have a clue about how you get your kid to eat healthy and to move their body. I wouldn't say work out because that's usually not the thing what happens with kids, but how can you incorporate that healthy lifestyle for your kid as well?
Yes, of course. So like I always lead by example. So since my daughter was born, she has seen me teach classes, teach women one-on-one. So she literally emulates that. She teaches her own classes to her imaginary friends, and like every Sunday and Monday she teaches class. So this is something just by leading by example she has picked up on her own self. I make sure that she is active by being in extracurricular things. She's in gymnastics, she's in dance, she's in swim. So those are some easy ways to keep her body moving. But I'm always promoting, let's go for a walk. We have dog, so we go for a walk every single day. Even if it's just something starting with that, it doesn't have to cost any money. Going to the park for 30 minutes a day or 3 times a week, that doesn't cost a penny. You know, here in New England, it's cold right now. So we're not doing as many outdoor things, but the second it gets warm, we're out for a walk every single day, going to the park 2-3 times a week. Sometimes she joins in on the classes, not really so much with COVID, but pre-COVID, like she would join in, literally. She would do it for 5 or 10 minutes and that's it, you know, but like that was a fun thing. There's so many YouTube videos. She's actually homeschooling now. So her PE activities are just these fun, like, speed chases and easy things that you can do around the house. You can go right on YouTube, 10-minute videos. There's yoga videos. So it's the same thing. Like you have to schedule it for them and make it fun. A 10-minute move your body around yoga video it's quick and easy. You know, it's painless. So if you do it with them, I tend to see that is a better result than being like, here, do this, you know. Sometimes when we go for walks, she'll take her scooter, she'll take her bike. So it's not just about, you know, doing what I want to do.
The exercise. Yeah.
yeah, do you want to do this or this? Kids love to be in charge. So like if you give them an option, there's only two choices. You're actually technically picking both choices for them, but you're giving them the option. Hey, do you want to walk or do you want to use your scooter? And then they say, hey, look at the freedom I have to choose. So making exercise not this like mundane, avoidable thing, but just making it a part of everyday life is super duper important. When it comes to eating healthy, my child is super duper picky. So I just limit the bad stuff that we have in the house, you know? So like the options are not, can you have cookies? Can you have chips? Like none of that stuff really exists. Once in a while we'll splurge and things like that, but like, it's just not here, you know? And if it's something like a candy, for example, that's something that has to be earned by doing like, I have a point system. So if she gets the 5 points for the day and she earns it, okay, she can have a little candy here and there, but nothing that like, is just like, let's have a candy for no reason. Like that just doesn't happen, you know? So really having the healthy option on hand, and most importantly, not having so much bad stuff on hand. That's really key as well.
I think that's for us as adults, a good rule to have as well. Yes. Like, I don't have bad stuff in the house anyway. So I'm like, if I'm craving something, I have to pick something healthy. And if my craving is really bad, then I'm like, okay, then I have to walk to the supermarket. And that's like a 5-minute walk. So I'm like, that's a 45-minute to the supermarket and back. And so then I'm like, I've earned it.
Right. Yeah. Or like, you're like, I actually don't really want it that much.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Often, most of the time that it is, that's it. We have a rule, my partner and I, like, if you want it bad enough, you have to walk through it. And then I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to walk through it.
Great.
Okay. Great. So you don't want it bad enough. And I'm like, yeah, that's
right. True. That's awesome. I like that.
So there's are little rules that you can just put into your system and to create a healthier lifestyle. So don't you ever feel attacked by other women, how you raise your daughter in that way?
No. And I think the biggest reason why is because where I am in my life, in my development, like I work on myself every single day. I do self-development reading. I'm in, a book club, and I'm in an empowerment group. I have a lot of different things. I have a coach. So I think that like the opportunity for women to attack me is just not there, you know, because I'm at this high frequency where people who would be doing that are just not vibing at my level. So I have seen this before, like mom shaming. And I think it's really sad. And I just think if that happens to you, if you come into that kind of situation, really understand it's not you, it's them. You know, it's something that is a reflection of something that maybe they're jealous about or something that they wish they had. And now instead of like going to figure it out for themselves, they want to attack you. So I personally haven't really had an issue with this. I have had some family, like, you know, I'm plant-based, so eat 100% plant-based. A lot of people don't understand that, don't understand the choice, don't understand why you would do that, how you would do that. That's what I chose for myself, you know, and that's what makes me happy. And that's what my body wants. And that's the most important thing. That's what my body wants. That's where I get to this point, you know, like I started eliminating things, and then anything that I still had in my diet, my body just started to reject. So here I am 100% plant-based, and I'm happy about that decision. I educate people who want to be educated about that, but I never push it on anyone else because I think it's a huge step to take in your life. And if that's something that you want to do, I'm so happy to share information and share my knowledge. I'm also a meal prep chef, and I meal prep for some clients. So I specialize in plant-based diet. But if it's not something that you want, that's cool too. You know, I kind of just meet people where they're at. And like I said, I don't really notice an issue where people coming at me directly. But I think that I'm just vibing at a different wavelength than them. And if that does happen to you, you just have to stay strong and understand it's not you. It's really just them. It's something they might be going through.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you get back into shape after you had a kid? That's the most common question that I've seen. Like a lot of women are like, okay, how do you get rid of that belly? How do you get rid of that baby fat?
So there's a couple things. I actually have a free PDF file that is literally how to lose baby weight. So I can give you that resource. It's totally free. I can give you that resource to link to the video or however you want to do it. But I can tell you from my own personal experience, and this is something people probably don't want to hear, is like, I never like fell off the bandwagon. I never like went buck wild and started eating pints of ice cream like every night. Like that just didn't happen. So for me, I gained 44 pounds with my daughter, and I lost every single pound in 12 weeks.
Okay.
So I went back to my original weight, and then I actually lost some more than I originally started at, just because I was nursing and my metabolism was really fast at the time, and I was teaching a lot of cardio-based classes. So I actually went through this stage for 2 or 3 years of trying to gain weight. And so not a typical situation, but my point is that you don't have to, like, if you haven't had a baby yet, like, try to stay on the course. You don't have to do this, like, I'm just going to be a free for all because I'm eating for 2 and all that concept. That's like a misnomer. Like, the most amount of calories you have to eat extra per day is 500. So you don't actually have to eat for 2, because 500 calories is not 2 people.
No.
It's really important. If you haven't yet had the baby, just try to stay on course. Try to keep doing what you're doing. Stay active. I worked out until 9 months. I literally worked out my whole entire pregnancy regularly and consistently until 9 months, till my baby belly was so big it was just hard to move. The last couple of weeks I was just walking every day rather than doing the more of a high intense cardio activities that I was doing. That's important too. Just staying active, whether it's just walking, whether it's going on a bike or taking a spin class. I did that a lot just because it was easy. I actually was in a gym setting, and I found a lot of people would just gawk at me if I was like with the weights or on the equipment, and it started to get really uncomfortable. Like, the bigger my belly got, people would just literally stare at me, and I'm just like, what are you staring at? Because I'm working out and I have a big baby belly. Like, I didn't understand that. I just think that's society, if you're in a space where you already had the baby and we can't go backwards in time, of course, and redo your pregnancy, I would strongly suggest looking at your diet first, because it's 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. If you can really hone in on your diet, I have a lot of resources of, even if it's something like a complimentary call to talk about a meal plan, things like that. That's something that I offer. It's really important to look at your diet, because your diet is key. Usually I find, especially for new moms, it's like they're not eating enough. Or not eating enough the right foods. They're so busy with their babies and everything else. They're just shoving whatever they can get into their mouth. So it starts with the diet and just really assessing. Maybe it's 1 day a week you meal prep for yourself. Or maybe you take 30 minutes in the morning, when your husband's still home, to prepare your meals for the day, or get your snacks ready, whatever the case may be. You have to take that time for you, because if you don't take that time for you, you're going to start to run on E. And what happens is, if you're not running at your best ability, you're not going to be able to help the people around you function the way they need to, because they're relying on you. And if you're not functioning properly, they're going to be impacted in that as well. So that's super important. It's take the oxygen mask, put it on yourself first. That's key. And a lot of people, especially moms, their needs get put aside. And I'm a huge advocate of that not being the case. I have no issue with spending an hour doing yoga. Right before this, I did yoga at 6:30 a.m. because you know what? My daughter was sleeping. It's a convenient time of the day. Nobody's impacted by it. I got it over and done with. I'm teaching a class later on tonight. And sometimes she'll be there with me, sometimes she won't. Those are things I have to do, and I have to get them done. And it's a no matter what thing. So it's easier said than done. Of course, I understand that. But the first and foremost thing, you have to look at your diet. And that's usually where the huge discrepancy lies. If you're just shoving, a sleeve of Oreos down your mouth for breakfast, or you're just going all day not eating anything. I have a friend, she has 3 little ones, and they're all 5 and under. So a set of twin boys and a little bit older one. And I see the struggle. She's just she tries to just get whatever in she can. And a lot of times you're eating your kids' scraps from lunch and things like that. But that's not enough. You have to really take the time to take care of yourself, because in the long run, everybody's going to be impacted by it if you do not.
Yeah, not what people want to hear, but it needs to be said.
Right.
You just need to focus on yourself first before you can be the best mom, can be the best wife.
Right.
Do you have a partner at the moment?
I don't. I'm actually a single mom. So
really?
I'm riding this out by myself, which is a journey in itself.
Yeah.
So single moms are just like superheroes in my eyes. I think that it's, of course, not something that we plan for ourselves, but this is reality of life, and trying to juggle a little one by yourself is so much more, I feel like it's a lot more stressful. There's a lot more pre-planning that has to go in place. Not to say that it's not stressful. The other, with a partner, I just think that single moms or single parents in general don't get quite enough credit because this is not easy. And I just think that for me and why I execute it so efficiently is because I plan everything, like super duper planner. I plan ahead. I'm meticulous with time. I'm always in alignment with what I say as well. So my integrity with my word is super important,
Yeah.
So when I say something, I do it. And I'm always kind of one step ahead of the game because I pre-plan so well.
Oh, that is amazing. I love that. And I know planning is difficult as well. Planning itself is already difficult, but
right.
I think if you do that for yourself, if you put that habit into place, things will be so much more easier. A hard question. Do you ever regret having a kid or sometimes maybe you wish that you didn't have her?
So I don't really ever live in the past. So I don't really focus in on something like that. I do think that, of course, in the future, having a partner would make things easier. And that's something that I'm actively working towards right now, for a variety of reasons, not just to have another partner, but to share your life with someone. Everybody wants that. Yeah. It's not something that I would say that I would regret. I think that, coping mechanisms of how to deal with stress, I think that would have been more important in the beginning because I was just so stressed out. And what I was talking about earlier, feeling like you're on E, I felt like that every single day. My daughter didn't sleep well. I was nursing her for a year. So that in itself, takes a lot of energy. I'm an entrepreneur. I run and own businesses. So that is another thing that is always constantly running. So I think that in the beginning, I would have taken more time to, for one, dedicate to myself, the whole idea of self-love, things like that. I really only started implementing that over the last couple of years. So I would have learned a little bit more of stress coping mechanisms. And then I would have loved to have just more time to focus on me, because what I'm teaching you and what I'm explaining to you now, this is all stuff that I've learned by doing it the wrong way. That's how we learn. Life is a journey. So I'm sharing my knowledge with you because I did it a certain way that I did run on an E, and I felt like I was going to crash and burn. And that's stressful, and it doesn't have to be that way. And that's why, once I continuously worked on myself, got a coach, took courses, all these things I learned, and I blossomed into the person that I am here today. And that's all by taking the journey of life and really just going forth and trying things. And when they don't work, go take a different path. And I think that if I didn't have that struggle, I wouldn't have been able to do what
I can see her. She's walking.
Do what I can do today.
Yeah. Okay. So how is the mental part of it? How has that influenced your life, or how has it changed over the years?
It's transformed my life, and it's really the reason why I decided to I created a mindset course. So it incorporates the fitness side, the nutrition side, and a mindset course. And I created this in-depth one-on-one 12-week course because I was working with someone one-on-one, my coach, who is a love and business coach. And it literally transformed my life. Just having that person to ask any question to brainstorm with, to push me in the right direction, to pick me up when I was feeling down. And I was like, this is so powerful. I knew it was powerful, but like, until you experience it for yourself, I've taken so many courses and I'm like, I do all this stuff, but having that one-on-one thing, it transformed my life. It transformed my mindset. It made things so clear for me, like just past things that I was holding on to or not really understanding. Just having that outside professional perspective can really transform your results, like in this space, because I've been working for women for 10 years now. That's a long time. That's a lot. That's hundreds of people that I've worked with. So think about how much information I can troubleshoot like this. Anything, just throw something at me like, oh, I'm trying this, I'm not this. Well, tell me what your day's like. We'll go through your whole entire day. And I say, this needs to change. You need to move this at this time, drink this amount of water, do this. So it's like when you have that one-on-one person to ask questions to, nothing compares to that, because you're getting the expertise. So that journey that I talked about, me stumbling along the way, figuring it out, it's cut by like a fifth, because I'm going to tell you exactly what works and what doesn't work, and what other people have had success with. And that's an exhilarating experience, to have that freedom, to not waste so much time, to finally get the results that you want, to feel empowered, to feel inspired, to have someone to pick you up. Like that, you can't get that by like Googling a Pinterest meal plan and us trying to implement
absolutely
it,
not. That's where we come in. We coach and we guide them and help them one-on-one, and that's why I like what you are doing, because in that way we are doing the same, and our vision is the same. Like one-on-one is so important. Like you can create a course and put it out for 100 or 1,000 people to see it, and of course that's good, but you cannot compare that with one-on-one, with the daily conversations you have. And I love it. So is there a program that you are doing at the moment, and where can people find you if they want to work with you?
Yes. So I have a website, wellnesswithnikki.com. So you can message me right there. You can see all the different services that I provide. I do have a handful of things going on right now. As I spoke to you earlier, I have a 12-week course that is mindset with nutrition and fitness. So it encompasses everything. That's a one-on-one course. I also started accountability challenges. So right now we're in the middle of the month of March. I am starting signups soon for April. So this is an online or in-person accountability challenge that includes fitness classes and some one-on-one coaching and a support group as well. Amazing. And then I also do personal training, one-on-one, virtual also personal online, training. So that's another thing. If you're just looking to get fit and you're just looking for the accountability of doing something live, because like recorded classes are great and we can all get those on YouTube, but it doesn't necessarily mean YouTube's coming to your front screen and like forcing you to do it. So I also provide virtual one-on-one training as well.
Okay. One more last thing. What is the biggest lesson that you've learned?
In life, in business.
Just in general, a life lesson that you would want to share.
I would have to say you get in what you put out. So in business per se, like the more I learned and educated myself, the more I honed in on working with people one-on-one, the more I built relationships, the bigger my business grew. With your fitness goals, I always have had this high standard for myself. But it looked really different 10, 15 years ago, because I was having to work out so much, because I was in the restaurant industry and I was partying all the time and eating fast food and doing all those things. So like I would work out so much. So like I was like at a plateau, because I was working out crazy hard, but like drinking every night. So those two don't go together. Like those two, you don't
party hard, working out hard.
Right. So you don't get it. Like you don't get the results that you want only doing halfway. So like I said, you get in what you put out. If you're looking to change your life, if you're looking to create new results, if you truly are sick of the yo-yo dieting, the trying it over and over again, getting frustrated, you need the help of a professional, whether it's a mindset coach, whether it's someone that's more on the nutrition things and the outside exterior things like I am, you need to get the help. And results don't happen overnight. When people gain weight, they gain 20 pounds and then they get frustrated that they're losing a pound a week. It's like, love, you didn't gain the weight overnight. So it's not going to go away overnight. Like, this takes time and dedication. So energy in, energy out, stick to it, raise your standards for yourself, and you can really transform your life. And if you need help, reach out to someone who can really help you and can help the journey speed up and not waste so much time trying to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, exactly. I love what you said, like, put high standards. Like, I have a saying in my kitchen, so I see it every day, and it says, set high standards for yourself and never settle for anything less. And that is really powerful. Like, every day it reminds me, okay, like, I want to be the best version of myself. I have to do what my best version would do,
Yes.
I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This has been really fun.
I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did and learned something on how to keep yourself and your kids healthy. If you need more help or more support, definitely go check out the free guide Nikki provided you via the link in the bio. Or sign up for my Ultimate Lifestyle program, as I'm looking for 3 women to coach for a reduced price of 90% off. Which means you get 1 month of coaching for just $50. Go check it out, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.